बस सही है, बहुत बारिश हो रही है।
बहुत कट रहा है बार बार।
जी सर।
पढ़ाने का स्टार्ट कर। सुनीता तुम्हारा वीडियो ऑन करो तो।
ऑन है सर, वीडियो ऑन है। हेलो
सुनीता।
जी सर। सर आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ
आवाज तो आ रही है, वीडियो भी जा रही है सर। आपका कभी स्टिल हो जा रहा है, रुक जा रहा है।
दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है किसी का चेहरा। हाँ
आपका सर, हम लोग दोनों आदमी हैं, दोनों जन हैं। हाँ सर
कट
आ
जा
गया।
रहा है।
जी सर। सर प्रोडक्शन इज क्रिएशन ऑफ यूटिलिटी। हेलो
आवाज जा रही है।
जी सर।
सुनाइए।
जी सर आ रही है, आवाज आ रही है। हेलो सर।
हाँ बहुत कट रहा है। इंटरनेट इज डिस्टर्बिंग वेरी मच। suddenly internet is uh, net son. सुनीता।
यस सर। यस सर।
आ रहा है जा रहा है समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या करें।
जी सर।
व्हाट इज प्रोडक्शन सुनीता यू टेल मी।
प्रोडक्शन इज
हिंदी में भी बोलो।
क्रिएशन ऑफ यूटिलिटी। आवाज आ रही है सर? हेलो
प्रोडक्शन is creation of utility. श्रावणी।
यस सर। यस सर।
आ रहा है जा रहा है कुछ समझ में नहीं आया क्या करें। Are you getting my voice?
Yes sir. Yes sir. Now it is coming.
what you have said about production?
Sir, whom you asked? Whom you asked, sir? Me or
Yeah,
Sunita?
yeah. You what, Sunita? You tell me what is production?
Production is a creation of utility. Production is a
What
creation
is
of utility.
production, Shravani?
Production is that which with a combination of factor inputs along with a specified technology, the what is outcome, the output is coming out is called production.
Production is creation of utility. You bring a tree log, wood from forest, and
Yes,
make it a almirah. This
Table.
is table, chair. Then this is creation of utility. You are explaining input output. I am asking what is production. The term production means creation of utility.
okay,
Utility
sir.
by change in its design. It is known as form. From forest wood is brought. From forest wood is brought, and therefore that is place utility.
Okay.
Form utility, the form of the wood is changed into chair, form of the wood is changed into almirah, form of change into table.
Yes.
So this is called form production.
Okay, sir.
And if sand is taken from river to the market,
Yes.
this is called change of the place. That is known as place utility. Place is change, utility increases. Place is changed, the sand in the river, sand in the town market.
Yes, sir.
In the market, there are many buyers of sand,
Yes, sir.
but in the river, no one is there to buy sand.
Yes, sir.
So change of place will increase utility. This is called place utility. And change the size of the wood, change the size of the wood from wood to chair, that is known as form utility. Production is creation of utility by changing the form of input. In your words, input and output and technology, you have used this term, input, output, technology.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes.
you could not define production.
Okay, sir.
Production is creation of utility by using technology, by using instrument, by using any methodology. Production means increase in utility. How can utility be increased? Utility can be increased by change in the form of the commodity. Change in the form of commodity can be changed through
Production.
production.
Yes, sir.
And this will increase utility of the commodity.
Okay.
Utility of wood is increased. Utility of wood is increased.
Yes.
It means increase in utility is production. You will call it chair, you call it table, you call it anything.
Yes.
But what is the main thing? That utility has increased.
Yes.
Utility of wood has increased.
Yes.
So number one, production is the creation of utility. By what means? By number one, change in the form. Change in the form of the inputs.
Yes, sir.
That is known as form utility.
Form. Yes.
Form utility. Form utility. form utility.
Yes, sir.
And number 2 is place utility. When sand is taken out from river and sent in the market, in town area, there will be, this is called production. This
Place
is called
utility.
place utility, production through place utility.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Then time utility. Time utility. Wine, if you produce wine and keep it for 3 years, then old wine will be more costly in the market.
Yes, sir.
That is due to the time utility. Time utility. If wine bottle is kept 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then 4 years old wine is more costly in the market. And this is called time utility. Production is created through the time utility. And the last one is change in the ownership. Books are in the shopkeeper table. Books are in shopkeeper table. Owner of the books are bookseller. But once it is bought by a student, ownership changes and the utility of book increases. Seizure are sold in the market. Seizure has no importance, but once doctor buy that seizure and use in operation, so change in the ownership will increase production. Sunita?
Yes, sir.
Production is the creation of utility through change in the time, change in the place, change in the size, change in the ownership.
Yes.
And what is consumption? What is consumption?
Destruction of utility is called consumption.
Consumption means destruction of utility.
Yes.
Consumption means destruction of utility. Sunita is going to crack examination. Examination.
Thank you, sir.
You are following? Sunita, which book you are following?
Which book you are following?
Economics ka.
Yes.
Jhingan and H.L. Ahuja.
Hindi version.
Yeah.
Everything is in every book.
Yes, sir. Sir, which book will be more suitable for net, micro, macro, for all?
Which book you have now?
I have Kutsan is for micro.
Okay.
And
Halvarian?
Halvarian in ebook I have.
Okay.
Ebook I have.
Okay.
And for macro I have
Mankiw and Salvator.
Mankiw and Salvator for micro or macro, sir?
Macro both.
For micro I don't have Mankiw, but macro I have Mankiw and Don Bush Fisher.
Don Bush Fisher, okay. All are best book in the world, not talk of India.
Yes.
Book which you have, that is read by a
international level.
International level, USA, Canada, Germany, France, Italy, European country. So what is needed that you read page to page.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is the main thing. And all books which you have quoted are a standard book read in different developed country of the world. Because in underdeveloped country, most of the students follow Indian writers.
Yes, sir.
Because Indian writers write in Hindi, and if they write in English, their English is also like Hindi. So but they are afraid of taking Salvator, Dornbus, Halverian, because these are the original writers, and their book is having many material. Indian writers cannot copy it exactly. So
And
thereby,
for Indian economy, I have Dutt Sundaram.
Indian economy, that's
Best.
Indian best.
Best.
Best. So production is creation of utility, and consumption is destruction of utility. And
Opposite.
what is the method? The method is uh, change in the form, known form utility,
Yes.
time utility, place utility, ownership utility. All these are methods through which utility of the commodity can be increased, and that is known as production. Now we will switch to the law of production.
Okay.
Law of production. Production. There are three parts. This part may be like this. This is law of increasing return. Law of increasing returns. Law of constant return. Law of diminishing return. This is known as laws of returns. This is classical approach. Classical approach. Classical approach. And this is factor of production. This is factor of production. Factor of production. This is output. This is input. So there are three laws, number 1, number 2, number 3. That is known as production curve. Production curve. Law of increasing returns, law of constant returns, law of diminishing return. We will write this in 3 parts, like this. This is increasing return, this is constant return, this is diminishing return. Laws of returns. Law of increasing returns. Laws of increasing returns. Law of constant return. Law of diminishing return.
In short run, na sir, laws of return.
Short run. In short run. We will draw 3 vertical lines. We take labor unit, labor unit, labor unit, other units constant, other factors constant, other factors constant. Only labor will be taken. Only labor will be taken, other factors constant. So we have taken labor, 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 and this is output, 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 output. So labor and output. So in fact, output is a function of labor. If we write output as Q, then Q is a function of L. Q is a function of L. Everywhere Q is a function of L. Q is a function of L. This is called stage 1. Stage 1. This is called stage 2. This is called stage 3. So there are 3 stages in the laws of returns. Now there are 3 stages in the laws of returns. This is short run. This is applicable in short run. Laws of returns. Laws of returns in the short run. Laws of returns in the short run. Laws of returns in the short run, and therefore we have Q is a function of L. Here also Q is a function of L. Q is a function of L. Laws of returns in the short run. There are 3 laws: law of increasing returns, law of constant return, law of diminishing return. Other factors are constant. Labor increases, production will increase by more than proportion. Labor increases, production increases in the same proportion. And in third, labor increases, production increases but at diminishing rate. Labor 10% increased output also increases 10%. Both are same. Then that is known as law of constant. Most of the economists in their theory utilize this law of constant return. But in fact, in the starting phase, when labor increased by 10%, production increases by more than 10%. More than 10%. More than 10% increase in production. Increase in production more than 10%. That is known as law of
increasing return.
increasing return. Law of increasing return. And then again, if labor increased by 10%, production will increase, but production will increase. Production increases by less than 10%. Less than 10%. Increase is there, but increase is not same, less than. In this increase is more than. In this increase constant return, the same rate. Increases in the same rate. Increases in the same rate. Increases in the Q increases in the same rate as L. This is known as constant returns. This is known as increasing returns. This is known as diminishing return. Diminishing return, NAM is diminishing, but production will increase less than. Therefore, it is known as diminishing return. Return will be diminishing every time. So, diminishing return. Are you getting, Shravani?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So we will have, in fact, journey like this. This is the law of increasing returns. This is the law of constant returns. This is the law of diminishing returns. So this is a stage 1. This is a stage 2. This is a stage 3. This is labor input. And this is output. This is output. Output is Q. Labor unit is L. So this is called, this is laws of returns or production, laws of production in the short run, in the short run, in the short run. Law, this is called, this is laws of returns or production in the short run. So this is the reality. Law of diminishing returns was used as assumption in most of theories. Most of theories in classical economics, classical and neoclassical. Input is taken labor and output Q. Q is a function of labor and capital. But here only labor, other factors are constant. Other factors constant. Land, labor, capital, enterprise, organization, all are 5 factors of production. 5 factors of production. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in practically, we take only 2 factors. In practical case, we only take labor and capital. Capital is constant, labor is variable. So, in theory of production, two factors are taken. Labor and capital in the short run. Production is a function of L. Production is a function of X1, X2. Production is a function of X1, X2, X3, Xn. Production function. Production is a function of labor and capital. Production is a function of land, labor, capital, organization, enterprise. Five factors are taken. But practically, This is followed in the short run. Q is a function of L and K bar means constant. In short run, production function. Short run production function. In short run production function, we production function. Q is a function of L. Q is a function of x1, x2. x1, x2, x3 dot xn. Production is a function of labor and K bar, K capital is constant. So classical and neoclassical. Classical and neoclassical theories widely uses law of diminishing returns as assumptions in microeconomics widely. Shravani,
Sir? Yes, sir. Yes,
is it clear to you?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. These are the classical, neoclassical theories of laws of returns and laws of production. We will discuss next date, modern approach. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir.